everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I would like to basically admire and give a shout out to the British Library editions of Tales of the Weird. And these are books that kind of look like this or like this. I'm sure you've seen plenty of them in the wild, in bookstores, or on YouTube. The thing is, once you start getting into these, you can't stop, so you end up collecting them because they look pretty on the shelf. The stories are great, editors are amazing, and you know, the British Library is one of the greatest places in the entire world. So shout out British Library for being the best. Now here's the thing about these books. So they collect weird tales or strange stories that are the gothic, weird, sublime kind of horror that we've discussed at length on this channel. But the majority of them have themes. And because they have a theme that brings them all together, we get an opportunity to be introduced to many authors from all around the world. And a lot of them are classics in many ways. I was pleasantly surprised to even see some Inuit writers that I've read recently in my Inuit reading experience. So it's been all over the place. It's really nice to see all of the authors featured. The thing that this kind of concept inspired me to do was to start making videos where I pair up one weird fiction, so mostly this collection, with one non-fiction about that topic. So From the Depths, this was my favorite book of last year. I loved it so much. And now I've planned out a few more videos, including this series, and I'm gonna ask for your help in some circumstances to help me figure out which nonfiction book to pair them with, because I can't find topics for some of them. Now, in addition to having collected works, there are some where it's a novel. So the two novels that I do have are The House on the Borderland by William Hope Hodgson, which I've reviewed recently, and The Nightland by William Hope Hodgson. And this is gonna be read very soon because I'm on a Hodgson kick this year. I would really like to finish reading all of his works. And another one of his is The Weird Tales of William Hope Hodgson, but this is a short story collection, not a novel like these two. These three alone are just Hodgson, who is rapidly becoming one of my favorite authors. Now, the ones that I have read include From the Depths. So this is one about ships. Again, my favorite of last year. Another one I've read that I have not reviewed yet, so this is one that's up and coming, but I need to find the right book to pair it with so that it's paired with a nonfiction book. And this is Evil Roots, and this is a book about plants. More on this later. And some that I have ideas for is The Platform Edge, which is about trains. I have an idea for a pairing. I just have to read it and read the train nonfiction. And then Spectral Sounds. I do have a nonfiction book on sounds, so that's coming. But again, slow process. It's gonna take a while. Now, these are the ones that are left that I have not read. I have nothing planned yet, but hopefully soon. So I will give a shout out to there's two seasonal ones. So these will be saved for Christmas. So I have Sunless Solstice, Strange Christmas Tales for the Longest Nights. This is one that I got myself. I intended to read this for the last holiday, and then time and other books took priority. So unfortunately I didn't get to this. But as I was in the process of talking about all these things, Roy from the channel Roy Reads Anything sent me this copy, and this is now one of my most prized possessions because it comes from a friend, and it came with a beautiful card which I keep inside of it. And this is also on the theme of the season, so it's Spirits of the Season, Christmas Hauntings, and this will be hopefully read this Christmas holiday. So thank you, Roy, again. But yeah, this is now a very special one to me. So I guess those two would either be paired up with a nonfiction book on Christmas or just read for Christmas without any pairings. Just read those two, we'll see. And here's where I'm gonna ask for advice from you. So the remaining 10 are Polar Horrors, and this is one that features an Inuit author. I might have an idea for one that has to do with the North. I have read a few in the past, but you know, if you have a standout book that's nonfiction that could be paired with this, I'd really like your input here. Another one that I really want to read, I love the topic and the idea of it, but I want to find the right nonfiction book for it because I can't seem to find any that are not kind of spiritual or pseudoscientific. Like I want one that's actually historical or interesting or you know, imbued with facts, and that's the one on Atlantis. So this book is called The Lure of Atlantis, Strange Tales of the Sunken Continent. And this includes a lot of really cool short stories. And the way these ones are grouped are as Atlantis Rediscovered, Atlantis Revisited, Atlantis Resurrected, Atlantis Reimagined, which is pretty cool. And it even has some illustrations. So this is what I'm like super excited for, but I need to find the right pairing for. We have Crawling Horror, Creeping Tales of the Insect Weird. Maybe I should just read like a book on bookworms again. That would be fun. But I don't think I found one that's long enough or good enough to fit the standard of this. But you know, again, this is something that I could use some ideas for, I think. And keep in mind, this project will be like years long, okay? I'm not reading all of these this year. And I am in the process of organizing the short stories as well. Like for some of these, maybe I'll just dip in and out and not pair it with a nonfiction. Like not all of them need to be presented that way. Like maybe the insect one will be one I dip in and out of. Another one that is really interesting is The Horned God, Weird Tales of the Great God Pan. It's green. Really like this one. I am typing all of these titles out, and when I find a moment in between activities, I just try to track all these stories down. We have Oscar Wilde, Arthur Machen, obviously. We have Kenneth Grahame, E.M. Forster, Algernon Blackwood, a lot of the classics, to Dorothy Quick. So very, very excited to get to this. I'm not sure how I'm gonna, maybe this will be a dip in and out. Then we have Shadows on the Wall, Dark Tales by Mary E. Wilkins Freeman. This one just gave me the creeps when I saw it because of the illustration. I thought, why not give this a go? And I've never read anything by this author. So felt pretty cool to find this in a bookstore. Which brings me to the next one, which is Queens of the Abyss. That's a really badass title. And it is edited by Mike Ash, who's the same person who edited the Ships book that I liked. So I trust him for sure. I've also been finding his name in a few introductory things to Weird Tales things. Like he's very involved. And we have Tales of the Tattooed, which is so cool. I don't know what to expect. Some of these authors are a lot newer, and we have some Japanese authors. Is there a good nonfiction book out there on tattoos? This one could definitely get a good pairing, I think. Let me know if you know of any. On to the last three. So then we have Dead Drunk, Tales of Intoxication and Demon Drinks. I don't know if this means unreliable narrators or people suffering from things or seeing things because of it. I did notice that there are a few stories that tend to be anthologized a few times. So The Body Snatcher by Robert Louis Stevenson is often one I see in so many anthologies. The Voice in the Night by William Hope Hodgson is another one. And then for women authors, it's always The Yellow Wallpaper. I see that almost in every anthology. I think there are just some that are such like classics or unique tales that they just have to be incorporated in a lot of them. So I might have a few books with certain stories. I don't know if this one's gonna get a pairing or a dip in and out, but really exciting. Then this one is called The Ghost Slayers, Thrilling Tales of Occult Detection. Once again, we have Mike Ashley. I trust this guy. Occult detective fiction is a new genre to me. I read only the Carnegie stories by William Hope Hodgson. Again, a recommendation from Roy. I was introduced to ODF last year as a genre when I was reading the Weird Tales anthology celebrating the entire 100 years since the publication of the first Weird Tales magazine in 1923. So reading that nonfiction essay on ODF was fascinating, and it piqued my interest. I know that there's a whole month maybe on BookTube that people read occult detective fiction. I should maybe get involved in that and read this then, or just dip in and out. There is one story here from Carnegie, and then we have Algernon Blackwood. We have a few authors I've never heard of, and some dual authors. The last one I found in a little free library. It's not one I would have reached for, but it was free and I was already gathering a collection, so I thought I'll take it. Why not? The Night Wire and Other Tales of Weird Media, and the editor is Aaron Worth. It's got like a pinkish purplish cover, and it's about media, which I think it's gonna give a lot of vibes like Black Mirror kind of things and Twilight Zone-y. There are 2 more on the way. I'm expecting one called Spores of Doom. I pre-ordered it because it's about mushrooms, and if you know me, you know that I love mushrooms so much, and I will take any book on mushrooms, so that's gonna be a big one for me. I'm really excited about it. I am afraid that one Hodgson story has been repeated in at least 3 of these. And then since I was ordering that one, there was one that was on extreme sale, and it was about a murder in the 5th dimension, and it is a novel, and it piqued my interest, so I thought, why not, since it's on discount and I'm already pre-ordering the other one. So those 2 are on the way. That's it. Thank you all very much for watching. Please let me know if you have others in this series that are so good and you absolutely love them and you really think I should read that as well. I'd really appreciate any input. And so far, I'm reveling in this series from the ones that I have read. I'm really excited to get to the ones that I've told you about, and please recommend books, especially on tattoos and Atlantis. I'm really looking for a good nonfiction book on those topics that I have not been able to find. So thank you. I will see you in a future video. Bye.